Now let's touch just a little bit on the accounting and bookkeeping that goes on inside of Appfolio. And a big part is paying bills, right? We all get sort of maybe the same kind of bills coming in for the building, city utilities, power, landscaping, the garden variety. And some of these are the same amount every month, while others may change a little. So for the ones that are the same each month, I can put in a recurring bill. For example, I have a landscaper at one of the properties, or actually he's got a few of the properties whereby he bills the same thing every month. Now, I like to collect the backup, of course, but I don't have to wait on him to send me his invoice if I know that each month it's going to be $280 or whatever the amount is. I can set that up as a recurring bill to hit every month at the same time so that I can make sure that I'm keeping current with him. Obviously, for a bill that differs in amount or just it's a one-off bill, there's a manual page where you enter that one. You obviously specify all the particular information, the property it's for, the GL account, and the amount. But the best part in the world here is that you can do electronic payments on just about everything. For utilities, I pretty much set them all up on auto pay so that the utility bills my bank account. I come back at month end and just true up those numbers with invoices inside the system. But for most other vendors, I pay with e-check, which means, again, I've cut out writing checks, printing checks, mailing checks. I basically grab at vendor setup, I grab their bank routing and account number. I put them in as an e-check recipient. This way, when I go through my accounts payable, say on the 15th and the 30th of their month, I can go down a batch of bills that I've approved and I can hit a button and all of those payments leave electronically and I don't have to touch any paper to do it. It basically all ends up with reporting. Basically, everything winds up in the ability for you to generate any one of, you can see here, there's probably 50 different reports, which start from your basic rent roll through your P&L, all sorts of different expense registers. I mean, there really is more than you'd probably ever want to need on a monthly basis, but it all lands there with reporting that really was done throughout the month rather than you have a box of receipts and some check deposit slips from rents. And you just look at that box like sort of like I used to and go, oh man, I've got a half a Saturday to try to get myself understanding where I'm at. Not with Appfolio. So as you can see with the processes that we've described here today, a lot of it's already done automatically for you with those entries. And you're going to have some pretty darn good looking books at the end of the month without having to do a whole lot. Now you can also reconcile your bank accounts in here. I always recommend that so you can get a true read from there on your other reports. But after that, you really do have a set of reports that mean something to you, or maybe you're refinancing and the lender needs to see them, or partnerships or whatever you got. It's the least amount of work you could spend on these vis-a-vis like I was using QuickBooks and Excel sheets to try to tie everything together. Now, you do need a certain number of units to come in to use the Appfolio, and for smaller owners, it's probably not going to be able to work by yourself. But this is a service that I can bring you. I can bring you this back-end platform. Depending on what you want to do or don't want to do anymore with the management, you can continue to do some of your tasks. I've got an owner who's an old construction guy. He loves still putting his boots on. He's got a pipe rack on his truck. He wants to fix stuff. He doesn't really want to deal with tenants relative to the money. He doesn't really want to do leasing. So basically, he is my maintenance tech. He's the owner of the property, but he gets all the maintenance repair requests that come through Appfolio. He's happy because he gets to do what he loves, but he also knows that in the back end, everything's being balanced for him. So this could work for you the same way. I have a hard time believing anybody that's got a cluster of units, more than maybe 4 units, could be really well served by incorporating this platform into their life. It's going to save you a whole bunch of hours each month. And again, even if I'm not doing the entire management continuum for you, you do have the ability to put this system in the back of what you're doing, do what you want to do with the management. That could be that you like doing the leasing and that's it, or you like doing the repairs and maintenance and that's it. We can wrap this around the parts that you'd rather have automated. I'd encourage you to give me a call or an email. My contact information's in the show notes. We can talk about this platform and how it could really help just about anybody with rental property.